Good evening and welcome. I'm Nidhi Razdan. You're watching an NDTV exclusive tonight where we've accessed a series of documents which show how a private steel major allegedly paid off several government departments and officials over a period of 3 years. What we are looking at is how IT raids were conducted on the Ispat group, which revealed a diary of payments, and in that was a mysterious entry with a payoff to someone whose initials were VBS. We've been asking for the last 60 minutes, who is VBS? Incidentally, at that time, Veerbhadra Singh was the Steel Minister of India. Just a short while ago, he has completely denied any link to this, saying that it's all a political conspiracy that has been created by Arun Jaitley and Anurag Thakur of the BJP to frame him, and that he was not aware of this case at all. The BJP's Ravi Shankar Prasad has in the last few minutes rubbished that claim. In the next hour, we'll be looking at the political impact of this big story. We'll be looking at the larger nexus between corporate India and the government and politicians. And we will also have Arun Jaitley with us, joining us in about half an hour from now to take on the charges that Mr. Veerbhadra Singh has made. But first, the details of the story itself, which Rahul Srivastav has now. Rahul, recap it for us for those who joined us at this hour.
Nidhi, it started sometime around the 1st of December, when the Income Tax Department, in 2 days of raid on the 29th and the 30th of November in 2010, tax raids were carried out at several known offices and establishments of the Ispat Industries. And during these tax raids, a lot of documents and other things were recovered. But there is one very important thing, that there was one document which was discovered, which is called the Statement of CMD Accounts at Delhi. This was from the office in the Ashoka Hotel, room number 312 to 317. We have the document endorsed, totally stamped, along in the presence of seized by the Income Tax Department in presence of witnesses. Now, what does this document say? Perhaps this can be called the virtual Hawala 2, but perhaps better, because this is much more structured note-taking which is happening. Entries have been made in much more organized manner. What one can see here is that payments have been made between November 2007 till to October 2010. And 2010 October is a critical figure, because just a couple of months later, Jindal Steel eventually took over Ispat Industry. Now, what is the most startling thing about this is one entry, which is amount paid to VBS. 4 entries over a period of time spanning nearly 1 year. In this, nearly 2.28 crore has been paid between October 2009 to October 2010. At that time, is it sheer coincidence that the Steel Minister was Mr. Veerbhadra Singh? We are not saying that Mr. Veerbhadra Singh is the VBS in this entry. But what is more interesting in all this is that there were payments on 4 dates which were made to this entity called VBS. And after that, there are scores of payments which have been made to the Steel Ministry officials. These are payments made to Steel Ministry officials between April 2010 and much before that. Money has been paid to MOS APS, that is Minister of State APS, that is one of the officials in the office of the Minister of State. Small payment, 15 lakh. Then there are entries about the MOS APS getting tickets, 30,000 rupees. Small payment, but we know this is something which we have always known, that when officials are traveling, private companies do chip in with a little amount of money so that they can travel from business, economy class to business class. Then there are entries about, not just why do we talk about the Steel Ministry is perhaps central to this entire document, is because at that time Ispat Industry was having problems as per its payment of debt to MSTC, which is a government organization under the Steel Ministry since 1964, and the STC, which is a state trading corporation. Both cases getting ore and other rolling steel equipment element raw materials from these two. They had missed out their deadlines as far as the line of credit was concerned. And there are series of payments made to MSTC. Long series of payments, perhaps one of the highest amount, about 10 crore has been paid to MSTC. We are not talking about names here, but in the STC payment, the entity, there is a name. There is a surname there, but payment has been made, 1 crore rupees has been paid to STC against somebody to whom Ispat Industry had to make a payment.
And I want to stress here that we're saying these are alleged payments also because, again, as we stressed right at the beginning of this investigation, that we don't have any conclusive proof to know whether those payments actually reach the recipients on the other side. But the main point in this story actually seems to be that the probe just never happened. I mean, the IT department looked into it and then it just stopped. It just disappeared off the radar.
Nidhi, what really happened is after these documents were seized, the Ispat industry was confronted with a assessment, because the raids had happened because the IT department feared that the industry was siphoning funds and there was evasion of taxes happening. The industry did make a disclosure to the income tax department. So that means that the first basis on which the raid happened or the searches happened was true. That means there was a bit of tax issue with the company. The company found that the documents which the IT department was scrutinizing were not in shape. So to ensure that they escape any kind of further punitive action, they went ahead by something which any company has an avenue as far as IT rules are concerned, that you make a disclosure, pay your taxes. So as far as the taxpayer, as far as the company which might have made the payments is concerned, they did their bit by paying the money. But what about the recipients? That's where the real picture goes muddled. The income tax department was, yes, prompt enough to send notices to the CVOs, that is the vigilance officers of each ministry and departments which figured in this list. That means that there was a bit of investigation, there was a bit of a suspicion that these entries could be true. But then after that, the Steel Ministry did not reply. Some did reply, no action has been taken. And what we hear, that the Central Circle in Mumbai of the Income Tax Department is still looking at it.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app, fully optimized for retina display, full screen view, faster response time, and Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.